What happened to me? There I am. Um, yeah, I missed last week. Kind of busy, tired, all that stuff. So, really, I guess this is the first uh, video after Adepticon. It was good. It was crazy. A lot of people, a lot more people, better location. Moved from the Chicago area up to downtown Milwaukee. Um, Very nice facility. It was great to stay at a hotel, literally across the street. It had an air bridge, so didn't even have to go outside when it was rainy. Um, Big facility. Um, yeah, it was good. They had, I don't know, something like 15 more vendors, a lot more people, a lot more events. It was good, good vibe. Um, Great to talk to people, old friends, met some new friends. Got some good information. Um, yeah, it was fun. Super busy. The only time really got to talk to anybody other than customers, people looking at stuff at the booth. I was with Kurt and Miniature Building Authority. Was really in the morning. Uh, Vendors got into the hall an hour early, so from 9 to 10, run around, talk to people. Sundays when I bought most of my stuff. Sunday morning, I did sneak off for a couple hours on Saturday afternoon and played a Starship Troopers game based on Polyverse. Been looking for Starship Troopers game for a good while, ever since Mongoose released their Starship Troopers. And I don't know, when was that, 2000, 2001, something like that. Maybe a little later. But yeah, it's been a while. But Polyverse rules, really like them. They're generic rules. They are geared towards 6 to 10, 15 millimeter. Um, but Stompy, you need Stompy robots. But it is works well for infantry, tanks, all that good sci-fi stuff. Enjoyed the rules. Actually, got Alvin started printing out some bugs for me and having him do some more. I've had the files for a while, found some more files. So, but yeah, excited about that. That was really the thing I only played. Didn't even really get a chance to demo anything else. But yeah, just run through everything. I'm kind of just going to go down the halls. All the regular people were there. Good to see friends at these DGS games, Free Blades. Their new stuff, I tell you, they definitely upped their game. Still has that old school RPG vibe on the miniatures, but definitely new stuff. Uh, Very, very good stuff. So shout out to them. See what else. Got to talk to Trench Crusades folks for a good while. Actually, it was James. He actually was had come down to our booth and was talking um, to Derek, and I ended up talking to him for about 10, 15 minutes. Then I walked down to the booth later, and we're talking more retail stuff. So they are planning on coming out with some retail stuff down the line. I liked everything I heard from them. Definitely, they know what they're doing. They've been in the industry for a long time, all of them, and they definitely cover all the aspects of the industry, everywhere from just art to production to rules writing to dealing with retailers. So definitely keep my eye on that one. Hopefully, get some demo games in. Looked at a couple niche games. The new kind of theme out there is kind of horror sci-fi type stuff. So there was a couple of those out there, pretty cool. Malediction was right next to us. Great miniatures, great concept. It's kind of a combination of magic and miniatures. So you do your magic, playing up your cards. So when you go to battle, you actually battle on the table. So thought that was a good concept. Let's see, trying to walk around the place. Um, Infinity Warcrow, Warsaw was there. Shout out to good friends Jay and Sarah, awesome people. Warsaw, they're just top notch. I can't say enough about them and what they're doing for the hobby community. Walk Warzone. It was good to see Warzone. Talk to those guys for a couple minutes. Knuckle Duster. Talked to Harris. Was telling a couple of good jokes that got me laughing. Trenchworks. Dave was there. They actually had what was his name? Goblin Hobbies. I actually bought. They're doing basically using what the nail folks use to do transfers of like roses and hearts on the nails. But I know why someone else didn't think of this sooner. But they use the same technique, same application of doing that to transfers to miniatures. It's using fingernail polish. Great concept. I think it's going to take some while to get the technique down, but definitely in a lot of cases it's going to be transfers as far as just quickness. If you got a whole army to do, and you can knock out some transfers like skulls or numbers, checkerboards. This anything that you could get from pretty much a transfer. Now it's not going to do away with transfers because you need a surface you can get to. The applicator is end of it's about the size of a penny, so you need to be able to get that into the surface. So if it's really in a crease or over something's overhanging, you're still going to need your transfers. But that was cool. Kind of new things. Did get me some paint pens from AK-47. I'm going to try that on my little planes, which I need to get the painting on. What else? Conflict 47 by Warlord. Talked to them for a few minutes. Didn't get to the Callus booth. I heard they really didn't have. They pretty much had the box for BattleTech Gothic. Like I said, I didn't get over there. Didn't get a chance to really talk to them. They were kind of on the other side of the hall. Walked around the hall, the gaming hall. Atomic Mass Studios had a huge presence. Of course, the Games Workshop had a whole hall. Historicals. It was good to see them in the same building. They were actually at a different hotel when Adepticon was in Chicago. So good to have them in the same building. That's probably the only negative thing about the con was signage. And like the first day, the app they had for like vendors and where we were located didn't work. So it was really hard to find people, hard to find events. It's a huge convention hall, four floors. So I had events everywhere. So I probably could use, I think they finally got the app to working, but that was really the only negative thing. It was so big, so spread out, which is good. They got room to grow. Was this better signage for the historicals? They were all the way on the fourth floor, at the very top, and they were back around the corner. I think they could have done them a favor by putting some more events right at the top of the escalators. Because I know the first time I went up there, I was like, there's a couple games, there's nothing going on. So I turned around and went back downstairs. Well, I found out later you had to go around the corner to the back hall. And so little improvements there. But for being at a new location with a bigger event for the first time, I thought the staff of Adepticon did very well. And their staff limited interaction with them, but was good. It was good, much better than like the Gen Con or the other big conventions. So kudos to the staff. But yeah, what else? There's this, I mean, I don't know, 150 vendors. So not Gen Con level, but once again, you got most of the 150, well, all 150 vendors were miniature gaming related, either paint like AK, Torvald Dork, good friend Aaron Charlie Lark with his basic materials, or actual games or stuff to do with games. Tabletop War that have the mats. Talk to them for a good little bit. Battle Foam was there, so really anything to do with miniature gaming was there. Plus all the games. I couldn't even begin to list the games. The coolest for the gaming events was the horse heresy tables. I thought those were the best overall. So they did a really good job. So I'm gonna pause for once. Actually, no, it was just a mail lady. She put mail on the slot. Never mind. What else we got? Ate some good food, German food. Had one of the best steaks I've ever had. I was a good friend of Kirk's, Ben. Once again, I thank him for the going to the steak place. Oh, back up with that. He owns now I will call the best gaming, especially miniature gaming store I've ever been in. Old Guard, it was incredible. All the tables were custom, shelves were custom. Biggest selection of of historical miniatures I've ever seen. Outside like a convention stuff, and he has Badger Games, which was at the convention, which once again had the most miniatures I've ever seen from one place. Um, it was quite amazing, and they had like 10 or 12 tables downstairs in their basement. And there was Thursday night we went. It was Necromunda night. They had an 8 foot, 3 foot high Necromunda table. They're big, huge. It was awesome store. It was fun to go there and see that. And I had store envy there for a while. But yeah, good stuff. It's always good hanging out with Bob, Kurt, and Derek, the guys that drove up there, drove back. Long drive, both ways. But once again, it was fun. Had a good time. Got back. I got home 9 o'clock Monday night. So honestly, it took me a couple days to recover. Even though I got pretty good sleep up there, it was just once again long days. So very very tired. One reason I didn't do a video Monday. Fast forward this past weekend, great weekend of store. Um, Magic pre-release, pretty much sold all my Magic. I've got another order coming. Should be here Thursday. So Chelsea continues to knock it out of the park with the Magic. So appreciate her doing that, and this getting a lot of new customers, getting old customers back in the store. We had 10 people playing Shatterpoint Sunday. So just a busy from Thursday night on. Very busy, very busy. 40 plus people in the store every day, pretty much all night long. So it's good. It's nice to see that. It makes me work hard. I'm just looking at making my list for all my orders I got to get in. I did a couple last night, but need to work on them today. So yeah, the busier we are, the more stuff I can buy. So that's a good thing. Um, Sorry about that. Had a customer coming in looking for sports cards. Uh, but yeah, great weekend. I got to get the. Mike gave me a list. I don't even know what I did with it. Bunch of upcoming events. Got our swap meets May. I don't have the list in front of me. Sorry about that. But need to get all that stuff posted. Um, Once again, Flesh and Blood Tuesday, Star Wars Unlimited Wednesday, Thursday is Magic. Chelsea's wanting to get some more Friday Night Magic going. Just busy. You name it, all types of games. I mentioned Shadow Point, 40K, of course, MCP, Bolt Action, um, the Lord of the Rings. Um, what else? Moonstone. Shout out to the Moonstone. Put some of these guys together this weekend. We're going to focus now. Anyway, great miniatures, fun game. Playing Josh Wednesday, hopefully. Arena Rex, got several people playing Arena Rex. I got that order in, so we got more Arena Rex stuff. But already got a small Moonstone order in. I got to finish the Games Workshop order. Yeah, I'm looking around the shop going, got to get a bunch of stuff in. Sent off for the more Magic. But yeah, it's busy. It's good. It's fun. I like it. So, finished painting up a bunch of my Fjord Serpents. Hopefully, get a game in. Maybe tomorrow. A little this figuring out the rules game with Mike. Maybe we'll see. But gonna finish. I've got just a few more stands. This is, I think, all archers that I need to get finished painting up. Got another 3D printer coming. Got an A1 talking to people at Adepticon. Everybody's really, really liking their A1. So it's a little cheaper than my P1. So bought it. We'll see how it goes with that. What else we got going? Oh, man. Yeah, that's about all. It's going to be, we got Recon coming up the end of this month, so having to play catch up a little bit after being gone a week for Adepticon. Getting that in gear. We're going to be doing Mythic Earth. We'll be doing Fjord Serpents. What else? I'm going to be doing Oz. What else? Mike's going to do, of course, the Galley game. I need to look at that, make sure we got enough ships to sell. But yeah, this overall, super busy. I think I've said that a couple times. But there's something else. Oh, Pokemon cards. It's out of control. We get multiple calls a day and people coming in looking for Pokemon cards. I just did a first pre-order for the release in June, right before this video. So hopefully we'll have some Pokemon cards in June. There's none at distributors. It's out of control. Even with Star Wars Unlimited, someone sent me a post where someone was selling cases. I'm not telling boxes, cases, at a stupid price. So the scalpers are out there. Probably just about all the card games now. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Even the Wakana, I think most of the cards are singles or reasonable price. But someone told me there's a couple, even the Wakana cards, they're going for several $100s. So, I don't know. It is what it is. What do we have in closing? and I'm going back to Adepticon. I mentioned good buzz. I felt like that community, gaming community, is great. The diversity was off off, off the charts. All type of people, shapes, sizes, backgrounds, people from everywhere, and it was one of my takeaways. And me and Kurt, we had watched the last Adepticon, but this one too. The number of families coming out. They don't charge us to walk around and go through the vendor hall. So you saw a lot of younger people, young married couples with strollers, small kids. It was very exciting to see that. Uh, I talked to one young lady that, once again, just talking to her, just you had to smile. She was so excited, so about gaming. It was just everything, and it was good to see that in folks. Some folks very passionate about their games, and not in a bad way. It was good to talk to them about. There, what game do you play? What would you like? What you see? It's cool. Ask all these questions, and it was just it was neat. It does get me, even though tired, does get me passionate, remotivated after this many times about my shop, about gaming in general. And I will say, Adepticon, if you're ever going to go to a big convention, you're a miniature war gamer, it's a must. I know it's a haul all the way up to Milwaukee these days, but it's definitely worth your time. It's almost, well, it is overwhelming, but definitely worth your time. It's a good 4 or 5 days of gaming. This, once again, the environment, the people. It was fun. It was great to do. Shout out to Kurt for letting me tag along with them and helping him in his booth. Really enjoyed that. So, well, I'm going to run. I'll try to keep this 20 minutes, but definitely a little over. But once again, I think that shows my passion for this gaming. And I hadn't talked about Adepticon for a good while since I didn't get a video out since. Hopefully, if you just think, Ash, my last video was a short walkthrough at Adepticon, like 5-6 minutes. Hopefully, if you watch that, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I just walked up and back down, basically half 2 aisles at the vendor hall, and even that little bit was kind of overwhelming. So, anyway, have a good week, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye.